Hello, welcome along to Bangkok Chitchat, and once again, of course, joined by my co-host Andrew Sloan. How are you going, mate?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
Okay, you'll have to bear with me. There's a plane going over now for the very first time all morning, as I'm situated near Dong Mueang.
So
Actually, it's a helicopter.
are they only having people flying out and not coming in, or what's the situation?
Well, I've got an app and I can look at it. There's nothing at Dong Mueang. There's no planes on the runway. There's nothing leaving or taking off.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to be joined later by a guy, Ricky, who's living in Pattaya for a long time, Chonburi or whatever you want to call it. We'll be talking to him in just a moment. But first, Andrew, I had a chat with someone yesterday and it got me thinking. So I'll just relate to you what she said and then you can comment on it. She said that she thinks that this virus has sort of created a new world order. And what she meant by that is, she said before the virus, yes, sure, people were working from home, a small amount. People were getting deliveries of products to their house, via, delivery services and that. But this seems to have speeded up the process. And maybe after the virus, we will be further ahead in what we would have maybe have taken 3 or 4 years to get to.
Yeah, well, I think, yeah, it makes, I agree. I don't agree with the use of the word of new world order. That sounds like a political situation changing the world, yeah? But as far as
it will.
And living, yeah, I think that's certainly the case. I mean, I think more people will be working from home. Real estate is expensive. Maybe there'll be more shared workspace and things like that. People using that as their registered office. But with, like, for example, even myself with our accountant, I get her to work from home even now. And the reason being, why should she spend 2 hours to travel in and 2 hours to travel home, yeah, and go through all that sweaty bus, taxi, car, whatever, when she can do her job back home? I mean, look at us, just speaking just now, yeah? Why maybe meetings will take far less time than before. Because,
well, absolutely, as long as you're not late. But the thing,
well,
at least
I'll forgive you, Andy.
But yeah, the point is that she was saying new world order in the sense of the way we do things. I mean, we already know that high street shop has been closed down. Where my brother lives, there used to be like a fishing tackle shop in the high street. It was lovely. It had flies and rods and everything. Now, for 2 or 3 years, nothing, because people can order online. So he's out of business. All she's saying is that there'll be more of that. People will get used to it and go, hey, this is better than getting in the car and tripping off to Lotus. They already did deliveries, but now people might think, hey, it's easy. That's the way we're going to go in the future.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think what will also happen is you'll have a bit like the old Argos, where you looked at a catalogue and you bought it from that. But I think what you'll end up having is display shops. So you might see, I don't know, especially for computer equipment or electronic equipment, where, well, here's an example. We bought a new TV a few months ago, and we went into Power Buy, and the price online was cheaper than in the shop. So I said to the guy, okay, listen, we're going to buy it. So is there a difference in delivery? Can you deliver it now? And he went, no. He said, we'll have to deliver it to your home. Well, sorry, we're going to take it away. And I went, okay, so what's the difference? Why not just buy it online? He says, no, I understand. So what was the point of coming to see you? Yeah.
Well, I mean, surely their shop window now will be like an online shop window. I think they have to get better. Like if you're buying clothing or something, they have to show you good pictures of it, like the front, the back, the sides, so that, because you will miss touching it and looking at it in its reality. But maybe they'll come around that. I mean, bespoke shoes and suits, can they do that online or?
No, I think for clothes, you still want to touch it because it's it's the material that you're buying. Certain things like shoes, you have to check the size, or maybe you register your size and you just order these shoes. I think the whole thing will will not change because it's already there. It'll just be more popular to buy online.
Well, yeah, you said off camera yesterday about people on the database. Maybe your full details will be on a database, from the color of your eyes to the size of your feet to your liking of foods, your liking of videos, your liking of everything. So different industries and companies can tap into that, and they already have a lot of information about you.
Yeah, this is what I don't like. There's too much information about you out there. I just think that, yeah, the biggest problem they've got is what we call the last mile, and it's a delivery to your home. Now, if you're not at home and if someone comes along to deliver at your house, how do you get it? Or if they're late, I mean, in Thailand, you can book a plumber or whatever. As he come along and he says, "I'll be in the morning," he doesn't come till the next day, or doesn't come at all. Yeah, not just Thailand, everywhere. Yeah. So this is one of the problems I have, is logistics. So there was a project I was working on many years ago, which is all to do with boxes. So basically, you had stuff delivered to a box, yeah, and you went along and you collected from that box. So you scanned in or put a code in, and a door opened, and you collected your package. I think that will become more popular, because delivering to individuals, unless you've got a maid, I mean, you're working, you can't get it delivered to your work. You want to deliver to your home. Yeah. So if you're not there on time, you know, it's awkward. I think that'll be a big issue. The last mile.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a very good good phrase. But I mean, post office boxes have been with us for years.
Yeah, but then you're oriented around the opening of the post office, aren't you? But if you've got a bank of boxes there, yeah, they're doing this in UK, Germany, most places, Singapore, yeah. And you just go along when you're ready, you know, within 12 hours or something like that, and you just go to your box, like a post box.
Yeah.
But then the range problem comes. What happens if you have a big item that doesn't fit in the box?
Okay, so let's move on a little bit. Let's bring on our guest, Ricky, who's lived in Pattaya for a long, long time. And when he comes on, he can tell us exactly how long he's been there.
Too long. Morning, guys.
Hello, Ricky.
No, I'm only joking. It's good to be well away from Bangkok, although I miss it in some ways. Yeah, it's nice to be down by the beach. And yeah, I've been down here, golly. Oh, my wife in the background there says about nearly 15 years.
Wow.
Down here. And we're down in a place called Banampur, which is in between Pattaya and Bangsaray, if you know it.
All right, yes.
Anyway,
so,
you were talking about this online thing.
Yeah.
And I just thought, yeah, it's in its early stages still. Oh dear! She ought to share this with me. In the background, Leg is saying it creates. Did you hear that?
Yes, we heard it.
Creates garbage and the rest. Well, yeah. I mean, it possibly does. I don't know the answer to that. All I know is my thoughts are that it's in its infancies, and it is going to get better and smoother, and where you collect and maybe, who knows, Andrew, maybe they can get it right so that someone's sort of saying, yes, we'll be at your house and we'll deliver on a weekend, let's say. I don't know, but I mean, hey.
Well, yeah, of course it depends on what you're ordering. I mean, food-wise, we've had food takes, you know, we all know the pizzas come within an hour or something, otherwise they will give you a free one. We get food now from our local stores. Some people are going to get into the habit of that, and that's what this lady was saying that I was talking to yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely.
They weren't good at it in the beginning, didn't know much about it, like some people were doing that already before the virus. But now there's a whole shed load of people that are suddenly getting used to it and going, wow, I can do this forever. This is the way I'm going to shop, or this is the way I'm going to get stuff. I don't have to go out, only to wherever I want to go to.
I think also generational gap sort of thing. The older you are, the more you want to go to the shop, and the technology, more comfortable with the technology. So I think younger people will do it. I mean, people get less time than they ever had before because of the different commitments. So they just go on their phone, bang, 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 done. But ask my mother, who's nearly 80, then she's going to turn around and go, well, I don't know how to do that. In saying that, she does buy things from the television. Would you watch one of the shopping channels?
Oh, no.
Well, yeah, shopping channel. That's a very good point, Andrew.
I don't
Shopping
trust
channel
those
been around for ages.
TVs.
I have
really-
a nice necklace here. It's a
I've
lovely
seen on
full
TV.
neck.
No, thank you. I really
All right.
don't.
You go and you're touchy-feely with. And I don't think that will change. But I think what will happen is that shops will not stock items at the location. It will be delivered to you. I mean, sometimes here we have maybe 3-4 deliveries a day. You're running back and forward to get the item, sign things off. Yeah. Even just now, people are scared to, you have to sign for it on a mobile phone. People are scared to touch it because of the COVID situation. Yeah. So there's going to have to be some kind of adaptation, whether it's through touching with a barcode from a phone or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that will come. I think the technology is already there. Something that does annoy me is that we got, obviously I live in a soy with 4 or 5 houses fairly close. So when the delivery guy comes up to any of those houses, he won't ring the bloody doorbell. He goes beep, beep on his bike. Then you got 5 people coming out of their houses thinking this is them. I kid you not. Our next door neighbor got a big sign saying, ring the bloody doorbell.
In English.
Did they say bloody doorbell?
He said bloody doorbell, but it was in English, Andrew. Yeah, but I think he was trying to get his frustration off. No, my point is that I think all of this, as you were saying, Andrew and Ricky, that it's all going to gel, it's all going to run smoothly. People even older, they'll get technology so they can do it like a TV, and that's what they were meaning by New World Order. Big meetings between governments will be through Zoom, as opposed to flying over in a jet to do the meeting in The Hague or something. It'll all be done from 10 Dowling Street or from the White House or whatever. That's how I see it.
Yes. I think it's already there, to be perfectly honest. It's just, I think there'll be bigger adoption of it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Ricky, what's happening down in Pattaya regards to all this COVID situation? What's the general attitude?
Well, it's rather nice. I don't mean the virus.
Oh, great.
Don't get me wrong. What is lovely is that we're not inundated with a whole load of tour buses belching out smoke all over the town. There aren't any. In the early stages, of course, the Chinese tours, they disappeared, and then you were left with, you'd see the odd Russian tour bus, and that's now completely gone. I mean, the Ambassador Hotel, which is a home for budget Russians, is now absolutely, oh, that's what Lex said. She says that's being used now for quarantine for Thai students and people that have just returned from overseas.
Okay.
So in that regard, no, I'm not speaking lightly of the virus. It's a terrible thing. But on a personal note, you can get around Pattaya in just like that.
Yeah, but don't forget, because there's nobody in Pattaya, how long is there going to be a Pattaya?
I tell you what, yesterday I was thinking about people that have lost their jobs through this. Thais, obvious, mostly, nearly 100% or whatever percent, who are run out of money. And in that regard, and somebody said, oh yeah, I registered with whatever agency to get my 5,000 baht handout, and I'm still waiting.
Well, it's almost like you've read the story that I read yesterday about the guy. He was a raft maker, whatever raft maker is.
Yeah, right.
Did you read that? And then they closed down, so he started going on building sites for 5 days. His wife used to sell trinkets and souvenirs in Golan. There's a Golan.
Yeah.
And now, of course, obviously, she's not doing that. And now they're going to pawn shops, and they've sold the TV, which is probably their most prized possession, and they've used that money in food. And now he's literally living, both of them living on handouts in Pattaya, which there are quite a few. I'd like to say hello to Kev from Kev in Thailand. He was saying in 20 seconds about there are food places in Pattaya now giving food to people that literally are desperate.
Yeah, there's also Michael, who's Michael started providing food and other forms of assistance, and we're going to have him on the show, to expats. So it's focused on expats, and it's when I say expat, I don't mean just European. I'm talking about all expats, whether you're from Africa, India, whatever it is. And he's actually providing food to expats because there is some. Listen, the majority is Thai, who are just destitute. They've got nothing.
These people that have sort of been here on holiday and can't get out, or have lost their job here, or
have lost their jobs, who are basically they've got nowhere to stay. They've been kicked out of the hotel. The hotel's been closed, so they've actually found locations for them to stay. If someone's got a spare room. So it's very, very. We'll give more detail on that in the next show. Yeah,
Michael. Yeah, Ricky, your partner is involved in the sort of the food industry in Pattaya, supplying hotels and that with meat and whatever. How is that? Obviously, it has affected. How much?
Well, completely. I mean, completely. So from earning a reasonable salary, she now earns nothing.
So the hotels have just stopped ordering.
Hotels, that's all finished business. Restaurants, that's all finished business. Which brings us back to online. She works for a company called Choice Foods, who are importers of anything from meat to Spanish hams to, well, whatever. So basically, that's what they're doing now. They're making ready meals, which they're putting out on Facebook. That's in Bangkok, primarily at the moment. But she's got a Facebook page down here, and people can get, if they want, a piece of tenderloin, a piece of ribeye, blah, 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 have it portioned up for them, packaged, and then pack it in the freezer, and that's it. So that's the only way. But to be honest, given that supermarkets are also selling meat in particular, you know, it's not everyone can afford a whole piece of meat. So that market is, I would imagine, fairly small. And the whole, even pre-virus, actually, I think with the exchange rates as they have been, be interesting to see where that goes. But the interest rates as they were, the whole market thing in terms of dining out was changing. People weren't, especially down here, weren't paying out maybe 1,000 or 1,500 baht for a steak. Their spend is a lot lower. With an interesting thing, a customer who had a very successful steakhouse, very successful, and he had all the top ends, tomahawks in the front of it, and down, Casper. Anyway,
down, Fido.
It's all right. So he was sharp. He could see what was happening, and he was a lucky boy. He actually sold his restaurant back in October, and he's reopening now, selling initially Chinese takeaway.
To who?
To expats, to anybody local, at 150 baht a meal or something like that. Takeaway, deliver. He's also going to develop Western food, of course, but it won't be expensive like it is. I mean, I think this, the exchange rate thing, now the virus thing, I don't think people are going to be spending as much dining out. Certainly not down here.
Do you
Capital city is a different thing.
But Ricky, do you find that as much as this is all awful, and a lot of restaurants, even hotels for that matter, we always felt there were so many damn hotels, yeah, and they're popping up everywhere, especially Bangkok, yeah. But do you feel that with the change, the forced change, it's actually maybe going to create some new initiatives, understanding you have to be flexible. So in the future, for example, yourself, if you had people who would order a tenderloin or lamb rack or something like that from you, now you're going to have a retail, an extended, let's say, profit center.
Market. Mm.
So you could keep that going. Things will come back, yeah, but not to the same, not as fast, yeah, because people will be wary of to spend any money and also they get in a habit of not spending the money as they normally would, yeah.
Absolutely.
But also, do you not think that the fact that you're offering home delivery to individuals, and you've got a certain market segment where basically people who can afford, let's say, 2,000 baht for, or whatever it is, a rack of lamb, which an average person couldn't, that's actually creating a new market for you?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And I've no doubt that Lex Company will probably exploit that even further. And who knows, I could see a retail shop. They're purely wholesale at the moment. And now, obviously, through online, trying to attract, let's say, walk-in customers, for want of a better word. But who knows? The store suddenly becomes a retail outlet as well.
All right then. Got anything else to say, guys?
Yeah, I just want to go back to the original reason we're speaking about Pattaya. Was what's actually happening in Pattaya? You had roadblocks, and have these roadblocks been completely lifted, or have they changed their times, or what?
Funnily enough, I have a meeting with a guy this week, and I said, can we meet on Tuesday, meaning today? And he said, Ricky, better not, because he said this afternoon they're opening some new roadblocks. So they're checkpoints, let's put it that way. That's today. So we'll see. I think that's this afternoon, about 2 o'clock. So he said, maybe better tomorrow when it's all sort of organized. But you know, if I'm told, if I go to Pattaya, which is we're about 15 kilometers from, I don't want to go to Tesco or want to go to Foodland, wherever, whatever, to do my weekly shop, then I need all my documents with me. And especially as I am a resident, so I don't have a visa in a passport. So if I just show a policeman a passport, they're going to say, no visa. So then I've got to take my residence book and They're no big deal, but those are the things that you've got to do.
I think that's, to be honest, I think that's very reasonable. It's just that, you know, when they thought of the whole idea of let's just lock Pattaya down, not on Sukhumvit Road, you know, that lasted about 4 hours or something because the tailbacks were just unbelievable. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But they were checking, they did say that if you don't live in, if you're coming from outside into Pattaya, if you don't live there or you haven't got work there, you won't be allowed in. I mean, so you would have to sort of say, look, I'm going shopping.
Which is
so
true.
that would, which is, yeah, but that's,
but there is no supermarket where we are, there isn't one.
Yeah. So you think that would be acceptable as long as you had the documentation?
And a bit of extra cash.
Really?
No, I'm only joking.
Tell me,
but you never know.
You're better off keeping that extra cash and ordering online and getting that 2,000 baht rack of lamb.
Hey, but talking online, just very briefly, but before the meeting, I just went online to order a mini blender, which you need. So that's something. Can you? Something's popped up on the screen. Oh, now
yeah, it says Zoom are allowing you over 40 minutes, but I don't think we've been going.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zoom. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not the young generation, but I see something like a blender. I can go online and say, yeah, that looks good. Okay, let me check where it's made, because there's certain countries I wouldn't buy from, but I won't go into detail. So let me see where it's made. Yeah, that looks okay. That saves me quite a lot of time, even just going into Pattaya and parking up and going to the store. And who knows, they might say, we just sold out.
Well,
So if you come back next week, we'll have one. Anyway, so what I'm saying is certain things like that, yes. A shirt, yes, I might buy a shirt. Shoes, at the moment, I'd probably say, no, I wouldn't want to do that because that's people's shapes of feet and all that can change. But what I would ask you guys is that my feeling is, I know supermarkets do offer an online delivery service. For me, and my old hat saying, I want to walk around that supermarket because I want to see what's maybe new.
You want to see that tomato as well. I'm always thinking, yes, well, I have half a dozen tomatoes. They'll just go, you
100%.
know.
Okay, Ricky, just a couple of questions, just quickly, because we're running out of time. So the general attitude within Pattaya, are people wearing masks? Or are the foreigners still not wearing masks? Or
you do see the foreigners that don't. I don't go in much. I mean, it may be unfair of me to give you a real sensible answer, but occasionally I'll see somebody without a mask. But I've even seen some Thais without a mask, you know.
All right. So people
certainly, you go to Tesco, and I'm sure without a doubt it'll happen in Bangkok. You go to Tesco, bang, you get the temperature thing, you get the gel to wash and blah, 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 and that's it.
They're doing the social distancing thing. The thing is with
they're not. They are and they're not. I told you, Andy, the other day I went to a supermarket, and before I managed to even pay my cash at the checkout, I got my stuff in the bag and I'm just about to pay, and this old boy is right up my bumba.
Taxi, yeah.
What's the like,
and I just thought, nah, the guy's old. He hasn't a clue whether there's a virus going on or what's going on. So I just thought, what's the point of me saying, hey, have you heard about the distance? And maybe I should have done.
Well, I was in 7-Eleven. I told you this story as well, but not our subscribers. But I was in 7-Eleven keeping the 2-meter distance, and I found people kept cutting the queue.
Well, yeah,
so I had 3 people do that, and I just had to say, so I said, look, strong men, you know, I spoke in Thai the best I can. It's not brilliant. You have to stand, you know, even though you'll be round by the cornflakes, you know, that's the queue. And it's very hard for some people to get into that system, I think.
Well, even me, funnily enough, I mean, going back a few weeks, I was in a 7-Eleven and some guy's got a trolley. I think he was Thai, the guy was Asian, he could have been Chinese, Korean, whatever. And he's buying the whole store up. I mean, noodles like filling a trolley, I couldn't believe. And the guy sort of, not speaking to me, the guy with the trolley, that was Mr. Helper, and he's sort of waving me through, and I thought, oh, that's really nice of you. Now I realise he was keeping his distance, and I jumped in front of him. So there we go.
Oh.
Well, yeah. I never thought about it at the time, but of course now you see the lines, the markers wherever you go.
So it's a new social order that's going on, not maybe new order, but a new social order going on. And I think maybe at the end of this all, we may all come out better people. I'd like to think so.
Yeah. We hope so.
It'll certainly encourage a lot of, should we say, cottage industry?
Yes.
People to do things from home.
Yeah.
You know, without a doubt, whether they're making bakery stuff because they think they can build a market, or they've got a market, building meals that they can make. I mean, it's all, you know.
Yeah, they're not faced, as in every country, oh, if you're selling this, you've got to pay tax on this, you've got to declare that, you've got to do this, and then they go, oh, to hell. I think,
okay, do you want to leave it there, Andrew?
Whether foreigner, etc., even, you know, the immigration has gone out to assist to an extent regarding visas and 90-day rules. Yeah. So, oh, you've gone, Ricky.
Oh.
You got bored.
Right. My mouse went to sleep. I'm listening. I still got
still got the audio. Yeah. All right. Anything else, Andrew, before we let Ricky go?
That's enough for today.
Round off the show. Yeah. Ricky, thank you ever so much, mate, for coming on and you know, spending your time with us. Most appreciated.
We never see each other face to face, so this,
this is the news,
so to speak. So this is about as close as it can get, buddy, for now. So good to see you both. Take care.
Yes, mate. And I look forward to giving you a big hug next time I see you.
In about a year's time when they've got a vaccine. All right, take care.
All right, I'll
See you, mate.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye. That was interesting, Andrew, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I'd like to, you know, what I'd like to do is have something where we're speaking to people from different parts of Thailand and even over the world to find out how things are affecting them. What is the situation? We won't go into all the stats and things like that. I think there's a few issues we'd like to bring up. Is things like why is Asia having less effect than let's say Europe? These kind of questions I'd like to bring up in other shows.
Sure.
Michael coming on explaining about the Bangkok the expats, and how we're assisting them and different people.
We got a guy from Chiang Mai, Ian Walker, who has a rehabilitation place up there somehow. We want to get him on twice. A, talking about what's it like in Chiang Mai right now, and B, later on to talk about his business up there and addiction in general in Thailand. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah. So lots of stuff to come up. Please share, and look at our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And so we can actually develop this, we can get more people on. This is quite new to us with regards to using basically web meetings. So yeah, join us next time.
Okay, and by the way, happy Songkran, everybody.
Yeah, happy Easter.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye.